Hi, this is Jeannie, and today I'm going to make a wreath using this wood bead form. This is the first time I've done that, first time I've tried this. This is it's almost 18 inches, and this is from Trendy Tree, and they have several different colors. And then I picked out a peony bundle. Now, we're in the South, and we call these peonies. You may not call them that. You may call them peonies, but this is a peony bundle. And this is some mini Queen's Anne lace. And then I have three eucalyptus sprays. These are from Raz, and they're kind of a long, slender leaf, two different variations. And then I have just some basic eucalyptus. I think this is probably called Silver Dollar for filler. And then I have some lamb's ear. Now, I'm not sure that it will take all this, but I have it just in case. This is, like I say, this is the first time I've tried using a wreath form like this, so we'll just see how it goes. And I brought out a 2.5 inch ribbon that I'm gonna make just a plain bow out of. The first thing I did was take a piece of styrofoam and attached it to the wood ring. I did go ahead and I kind of hollowed out the center of the piece of styrofoam so it would fit down over the beads a little bit, and then I secured it with some zip ties. Now, I have a concern that this may slip and slide a little bit, maybe fall forward, but we'll just deal with that if it does. You could hot glue this to the beads also to keep it in place, but you know, when I make something for myself, I try not to use hot glue because I want to take things apart and use them again later. So I'm gonna make something like an everyday to spring arrangement with this, and then in a few months I may wanna remove this and take it out and do something else. So the first thing I'm gonna do is take my peonies and kind of figure out, you know, where I wanna place those. Now, I don't have the stemming machine here at home, it's at the shop, so we'll just have to make do with the best we can. So on these stems, I'm gonna cut them at an angle to get a little sharper point. Now, I'm not going to use any hot glue on this project. If you were making this for a permanent decoration or making it for someone else, certainly you would want to do that. But for my purposes, I'm just going to use just plain styrofoam and not any hot glue. I'm going to use a variety of different greenery. This was some of the eucalyptus, and this is some lamb's ear. And I'm just kind of work from one side to the other so that I keep it kind of balanced. start filling in with some smaller stuff, like this mini Queen Anne's lace. And I'm gonna take those leaves and kind of push those up, shorten some of those stems. Okay, I'm gonna stop right here and make my bow before I go any further. I'm just gonna use my easy bow maker right quick and just make a simple wreath bow. This is a 2.5 inch ribbon. Just cut off that folded end. Drop that on the spool. I'm going to make about a 10-inch bow. So I'm going to come over and make about a 12-inch tail. Pinch that up, drop it down, pull the tail toward me, twist, and come out to the 5-inch mark. Make a 5-inch loop on this side, twist, 5-inch loop on that side, twist and make another 5-inch loop, twist and make another 5-inch loop. I'm just going to use one ribbon for this bow. I think it'll have enough going on with it with the flowers and the different greenery. And then I'm going to twist one more time and make a small, about a 2-inch loop. That'll be at the center loop that covers up my mechanics. Bring that tail down. Then I can cut those tails off if I need to once I put it on my wreath. I'm going to press that down, keep it all stacked, and lift it up off the bow maker. I have a chenille stem and I have a zip tie. I'm gonna go right around where my thumb is. Bring that zip tie. Zip tie is too big. Get a smaller one. With the zip tie, bring it around to the back and start the zip tie, but I'm not going to close it completely. Get it started, keep holding it. Slide the chenille stem under the zip tie, because that's what I'm going to use to attach it to the wreath, and then pull the zip tie tight. Snip off the end of the zip tie with your wire cutters, and then give the chenille twist a couple of turns, and then fluff out your bow. So you got your tails coming to the front. You got 4 loops. Fluff those out. Of course, this is wired ribbon and it's pretty stiff. And you want to take that little center loop over and put it in the center, and it covers up your mechanics. Okay. And then I'm going to chevron the ends of those ribbon. Just going to fold that. Okay. And then I'll just take the chenille stem and attach that to the wreath. Okay. Now, like I say, we didn't need a big, huge bow, so this is just fine. And now I'm going to take some of the smaller pieces, like the Queen Anne's lace, and fill it in a little bit. And if you need to, you can hang, that's what I've been doing. You hang it up on the wall and see, you know, where you need to add something. Sometimes it's easier to do that than looking straight on. So I have a couple of more little pieces that I'll add, and then we'll see how it looks. Well, I decided that I didn't like that bow. So, do you do that? So I had this just plain cream ribbon that's a leftover that I'm gonna use. So I've got two short pieces here that I'm just going to use for some extra tails, because apparently it was something that I had before and didn't use. And this is the D. Stevens ribbon, so that's why I saved pieces like that, I'm sure. So I have these two pieces that I'm going to bring down for tails. So I'm just going to leave an inch or two right there. I'm going to make a 5-inch loop. Another 5-inch loop. Put 2 loops on each side. Okay, and then just a little short loop to cover up the mechanics. Okay, slip that off the board. Go right across the center with the zip tie, get it started. Of course, I put it on the wrong way. Slide your chenille stem under there and pull it tight. I love this ribbon. I've used it several different times, or made bows with it several different times. And then we can shape up those tails, trim up those tails as we need to. And that little short end, I'm gonna go ahead and trim that off a little shorter. Then pull that little center loop over to cover that up. And then we just got a couple of loops, okay? Okay, now I'm going to attach that to the wreath. Okay, so when I hang this on my door, I'll see how long I need to make those tails, but for right now, that's fine. Okay. I still have a few pieces left, so I'll hang it on my board and see if I need to tuck in anything else. And I can see that as I have added more flowers, it has gotten a little front heavy. So I'm going to take a little bit of floral wire and just flip it over. Like these longer stems, I'll just take a little bit of floral wire and go around that, and that will help keep the styrofoam in place. This is just some paddle wire. So I'll just go around the wreath form and those longer stems and just kind of give that a little twist. And then I'll just tuck that wire to the inside so it won't scratch my door. And that should help keep the arrangement from flopping over forward. Okay. All right. And I have some Spanish moss. If I hang it on my wall, hang it on my board, and I can see the styrofoam, I can cover that up with a little Spanish moss. Okay, there it is after I finished it. Sometimes you just have to hang it, you know, on your wall to see where you need to tuck in and fill in. And it's not perfect, but you know, for the first time to use that wreath, that's fine. And like I say, it did tilt forward, but I used a little bit of floral wire on those longer pieces, and I think that's gonna hold it okay. All right. I'll put the link to all the products. All the products came from Trendy Tree, and I'll list those in the post. Thanks for watching.